here's the other question. And what age is it appropriate to give a child a phone? My 3-year-old is addicted to cell phones, but it keeps him occupied from running around the house. Well, it ain't on the kid. That sounds like there's some issues in your parenting. That's all to it. Now, I ain't coming down hard on you, but that's the problem.
You know,
And the word here, addiction, come on, that ain't good either. Other than addicted to Jesus, nobody needs to be addicted to nothing. Outside of Jesus, addiction is a sin. Addicted to food, addicted to this, that's a sin. That's gluttony. So you don't need to be addicted to nothing.
but my policy, Lord help me, Jesus. I know everybody don't like my policy, but even when you give a child a phone at 3 years old, you are developing secrets. Because the child ain't gonna tell you everything they're looking at. And you
But my
developing a
question,
secret.
now let me go back to this. Now, I know I was born in 63, but hey, it doesn't matter. 3 years old. Now, I don't want to hear that, well, they advanced. I ain't seen too many 3-year-olds that advanced. In my mind, I was more advanced. What are we talking about income tax? I said I learned how to do income tax when I was in 3rd grade. So I don't want to hear, oh, this advanced generation. You ain't that advanced.
Because you're gonna develop some secrets. Because some would pop up on the phone, and if that excites them, they're not gonna tell you what's exciting them. And you are putting that stuff inside them as development, and it's gonna be hard for them to get it out.
It's that imagination.
And you think, I don't know where
And you don't know what, sometimes you don't know what a person is seeing. So you've got to even be careful with that. We said phones, and I even go back generations. There wasn't no phones, even sitting your kid in front of the TV because you don't want to parent. So that to keep them quiet. You don't know how they're seeing. I didn't say what they're seeing, how they're seeing. See, in other words, to you is Bugs Bunny, but you don't know how they see it. On that phone, it could be, but you don't know how. You know what, but you don't know how they see it. And visualization is strong.
And what's getting your mind
And what gets
is
in
stronger.
there, and it gets there, and it starts taking on imaginations and different things. Because we know we all see things differently. I'm talking now, some people hear me and hear different things as I'm speaking. None of us see the exact same thing. So what you thinking they watch it, you don't know what they seeing. All right? So the addiction, that's not good. And I'm still like, what is a 3-year-old with a cell phone? What are you doing? And it occupied them from running around the house. Why are they running around the house? That's because you allowed them. How many times our kids ran around the house? We had 4, 2 boys, 2 girls. I'm trying to remember how many times did they just run around buck wild? How many times did we have to buy furniture because they messed it up? Or how many times we had to paint walls because they writing crayons and dropping milk? How many times? No, tell me how many times.
I can't imagine.
No, I give you $100 right now, other than 0. How many times was it? It was 0. Thank you very much.
Because I couldn't imagine. People said, they got to play. You right, they do got to play.
Yeah. But breaking my furniture is not playing.
I just couldn't imagine. I know.
And some people be there. You got to let kids be kids. Well, yeah, let kids be kids, not maniacs, not destroyers. Oh, I think something got tight real quick on that.
Mean, like, you got to be kids jumping on the couch. And then, we sitting there, we having dinner, you on the floor under the table. I'm like, what kind of mess is this? You get your tail up and sit down. Under the table, cry. Well, he just got to get that energy out.
Well, this goes back to the beginning, foundations. See, you teach, and many of you all know this, especially you daycare people, you know that early years, those are foundations. See, if you see, when the kid, we saying 3 years old, when you doing that, then that's how kids get wild. See, if they're a wild 3-year-old, if you don't change, they're going to be a wild 13-year-old, just on a higher scale. Those first few years is the most important.
Yes, it is. It's very important. Them first years is very
I
important.
told you all, I think a couple Sundays ago, now I won't say exactly what, when I told you that what I had saw when I was a young kid, and that thing stayed in me. And it took me as an adult to get that stuff out of me. And it perverted my thinking in some things. So those of us who still got small children, you.
And the thing about this, that I remember so well, my mother got married to this man. And I know I was less than 5 years old, but I remember it so well. And they got married at the house. But that thing stuck in me that I refused to let another man, I mean, I just knew he wasn't no good. But that thing stuck with me, that it brought up everything that I looked at another guy, it just changed the way I looked at men. It stayed with me, so I would never be a fool for a man. It's like, I'll flip that thing so quick. I would never be a fool for a man. And so because I looked at that, and this man was beat up my mother and everything. Now, he did everything. Now, it just made such an effect on me that I can smell when somebody a fool. Yeah. I can smell it. It's like, oh, no. And that because I was sitting on the couch, and I told him, don't marry him, and she still married him, and this man hurt her. Yeah. That's before 5 years old. Before 5.
Yeah.